Nothing is more obnoxious than the sudden disruption of silence by someone else making sounds. Regardless of the sound, it serves as annoyance to everyone else in the room. Or maybe I just convinced myself that this is an annoyance to others, but for me, this is a major pet peeve. Whether it's a leg moving excessively or someone chewing obnoxiously loud, it's bound to irritate me. Of course, I understand that some sound is unavoidable, like coughing or sneezing or scooting a chair out from under a desk. But there's definitely a fine line crossed for a noise to become annoying or unnecessary. If this is not relatable to you, or you find no problem with extra noise in a normally silent environment, ask yourself this. Is it more difficult to focus on an already stressful assignment, test, or writing assignment when there are even more distractions present? With that question in mind, I will tell you the extent of this pet peeve, personal examples of me encountering this annoyance, and how to handle an annoyance such as this. I will begin by providing various examples in order to present the full effect of this annoyance. I will conclude by giving some tips on how to handle these types of annoyances best and how I bettered my temper in these situations. A good example of this pet peeve being brought to life is in my AP literature class. We have to write AP essays every other week, and we usually discuss the prompt beforehand. Like, it'll be like, give a novel that has this type of theme and explain in this way how it portrays this idea or something like that. And we'll discuss it for about 5 minutes or so, and class discussion, whatever. And then we're supposed to move on to writing for about 40 minutes or so. Well, there's always someone in the class that just wants to keep talking about it, even though we're already writing. For some reason, they're just like, oh, I don't really get it, so I'm just gonna keep talking about it. And everyone else, well, not everyone else, but once one person starts talking, it's like a few other people just want to join in because they're in the same boat, and I completely understand that, being nervous to write and everything, but they just continue it for so long, and people are already writing, and it makes my mind just go blank. It's so much harder for me to focus when everyone else is talking, and it's just so annoying. And I can't ever get the writing done whenever it starts off that way, whenever people begin by continuing to talk for the 40 minutes that, okay, it's not the whole 40 minutes, but for that, first 10 minutes, they just want to keep talking about it, even though we're not supposed to be talking anymore. And then, also during those essays, when it's really quiet, sometimes the people beside me I know they can't help it, so I feel kind of bad, but they breathe so loud, I guess because it's, they get nervous and they get into it, and, you're writing really quick, so you start breathing really loud. And also, during these essays, it's like right after lunch. We have it third block, which is right after lunch. So some people didn't finish their lunch, so some people like to open a bag of chips, reach their hand in that plastic crinkly bag of chips, take the chips out, and then crunch on them so loud. They'll crunch on them. They will crunch on them. That's like already annoying. They crunch on them. Some people chew with their mouth open. I can hear it from across the room. It's just, that kind of stuff really irritates me. So as you can see, the little things really annoy me, but I'm gonna give some methods of overcoming this annoyance and things that I do to better, focus and get over these things in class. One surefire option is to confront the person that's doing it. In these situations, it's not always that simple because you're in the middle of writing an essay and you don't want to contribute to the noise, but maybe in like a more more social situation, I guess, like when it's more of like an option to be quiet and it's not like a requirement. And also another option, my teacher says that if we can't focus, we can go to the room next to that room because it's empty. It's like a journalism lab. So you could do that. You could just remove yourself from the situation entirely. If it's something like the leg tapping or the breathing, that's, like I said, that's something that they can't really help. So another thing that I try to do is understand someone else's situation. Like how I said, they can't really help the breathing thing or the leg thing. That is kind of contributed from the anxiety of taking the test or writing the writing. So I try to understand that to, calm myself down and be like, you're probably doing the same thing subconsciously, so just go with it. It's okay, it's fine. And that actually really helps me to get over that kind of stuff. When I'm doing the writings, I don't really have this option, but in like a more free activity or whatever, like in a independent activity where it's like an option for the environment to be quiet, like it's preferred that it's quiet because it's independent, but some people still get distracted and talk to others. You could use earbuds or headphones, something that, like a noise that you can focus on and won't distract you from, like it's something that you choose to listen to, not something that just is outside. You know, it'll block out the other noise. So that can also help you to focus and be distracted from the distractions. So sometimes you can just cancel it out. So I have explained a problem that I face many times a day and the great extent to which it annoys me. Although it annoys me more than I'd like to admit, I also revealed the many ways which I overcome this difficulty and also the thought process which I have to keep calm and collected. I hope that through this speech you can better your own pet peeves and also become more aware of the fact that the little things do sometimes matter. I will now close with some advice for you to follow. Do what is necessary for your own well-being, but also be aware of other feelings as well.